traditions endure. New holiday tamale bowls from El Pollo Loco. Feed the flame.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Live at 4:30.
Investigators are looking into how an abandoned home in Sandy went up in flames overnight.
It happened just after 1:30 near 7600 South, 700 East. When crews arrived, the roof had already collapsed and flames were coming out of every window and door. It was a tough fire to fight.
After so many minutes of fighting the fire, they did have to withdraw from a few areas just because the walls started to lean. There's an old brick chimney that potentially could fall.
No one was hurt, but the house is a total loss. Crews believe this same building may have burned a few years ago.
Democrats on Utah's Capitol Hill are unveiling their own counter-tax plan. The legislature is working on a major overhaul of the tax code. They promise an income tax cut, but also plan to hike the food tax and implement a sales tax on some services. House Democrats say they'd implement a progressive income tax that goes up the more you make. They say they'd also replace the sales tax with a gross receipts tax, at less than 1%. The Democrats' plan isn't likely going to go too far. Republicans are a supermajority on the Hill. The tax bill faces a public hearing on Monday.
The Utah Supreme Court has sidestepped a battle over public records and the BYU police force. The Salt Lake Tribune wants communications between BYU police and the school's Honor Code office as part of the paper's reporting on sex assault victims who reported crimes and found themselves under investigation. The state Supreme Court ruled that because the law has changed, BYU must be subject to Utah public records laws from May of this year going forward. The High Court did not rule on anything prior to May.
It was 86 years ago today that Utah cast the deciding vote to end prohibition. Utah was the 36th state and the final vote to ratify the 21st Amendment that legalized alcohol. You can see the headlines from 1933 here. Ironically, Utah is also one of the most restrictive states on alcohol. You can hear more about Utah's role in repealing prohibition on Utah Booze News, an alcohol policy podcast produced by both Fox 13 and the Salt Lake Tribune. You can download it on all the major podcasting platforms. The Wrangler National Finals Rodeo gets underway tonight, and Utah will be well represented.
That's right. 9 cowboys from the Beehive State are participating in the 10-day event, which is considered the Super Bowl of rodeo. Casey Field is looking to capture his 5th title in bareback riding. Ren Richard is competing in the tie-down roping event. 4 different rights, all related, are in the hunt for the Saddle Bronc title. Jesse is ranked 14th, Rusty is ranked 5th, and Spencer is ranked 4th. Ryder Wright is the favorite as he set a single-season record in earnings this past year.
I feel pretty good. I'm a little more confident. I've been getting on these horses longer, and I don't know, try and take it the same way as I did a couple years ago and end up with the world titles.
Rookie Stetson Wright is ranked number 2 in the world in bull riding and number 1 for the all-around category.
Some accomplished cowboys
Boy,
there.
they can ride. Well, with the holidays coming, there is a wide assortment of family fun out there, and Utah's Hogle Zoo is lighting the way.
That's a good event to go check out. Tomorrow night, the zoo kicks off its annual Zoo Lights celebration. This year is going to be the biggest and brightest yet. Pretty excited for it, Dave. Tell us more.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is just one stunning display. It envelops the entire zoo. It's bright, happy, and full of holiday cheer. And if you're looking for a way to kick off this season with your family, a nighttime visit to Hogle Zoo for Zoo Lights is a great way to do it.
It's Utah's brightest holiday family tradition. Zoo Lights is a classic wintry celebration of Utah's Hogle Zoo. Everywhere you look, thousands of bright, colorful lights convey the spirit of the season.
Zoo Lights is all about making a night of memories with your families.
Erica Hansen is the Community Relations Manager for Hogle Zoo and says Zoo Lights is one of the most popular events of the year. But getting the job done is a pretty tall order.
So, Erica, I understand when you're putting up the lights, some spots are very, very tall. So giraffes, I think you take the giraffes and you have them use...
Dave, we don't make our animals earn their keep around here.
Actually, the lighting at the zoo is overseen by Special Events Supervisor Hannah Stanton.
Hey, will you please bring down that PVC pipe?
For the last several years, Hannah and her crew have helped make the Hogle Zoo Holiday Hoopla such a huge success.
And a great facilities team that everyone pitches in here at the zoo to put on this event, because it takes all hands on deck for sure to make this come to fruition.
I've counted each one,
Oh,
and there
okay.
are officially 1,652 billion just for your...
Oh, a billion! Hey,
future
yeah,
reference,
it
so
definitely
you know.
feels like it with all the install it takes.
The lighting of the zoo is clearly a lion of a task.
I understand that they line up in succession and they do caroling.
They do carol. Lions carol. Sometimes, especially at sunrise and sunset, you can hear them. They'll roar back and forth with each other, and that's called caroling.
Well then, come on, cats. Let's hear some caroling.
2, 3, silent.
Look at her, look at you. She is not impressed.
None of them are impressed.
Zoo Lights makes for a wonderful family evening or even a date night.
We have ice carvers, we have carolers, we have different things for the kids. So you can go to hoglezoo.org and look at that calendar.
And don't forget about the bistro, the gift shop, and Santa. He loves the zoo, especially Zoo Lights, and he can't wait to see the children.
So tell me about the Santa Claus exchange. I know you send the polar bears up to the North Pole, and then Santa comes down, right? And then he takes over their cage.
But the deal was they wanted us to send you up there too.
All right, here's a look at the Zoo Lights schedule. Basically, as of tomorrow night, it's happening every night except Christmas Day because Santa has to have his rest, and New Year's Day because, well, we all need to have our rest. Here's a bonus. If you buy a ticket to Zoo Lights, you get a free bounce-back ticket for a daytime visit to Hogle Zoo, good for any day in December. Zoo Lights kicks off tomorrow night at 5:30, and another bonus, Fox 13 will be there to help Santa flip the switch. So come on down and join us.
Going to be fun. Cute story, Dave. Thanks. Still to come on Live at 4, there may be a game changer soon when it comes to birth control for women. We're going to tell you what scientists are working on right now.
And the next storm that we're looking at, hopefully a game changer in that we break up the inversion and we get rid of the fog. We'll talk about that storm coming up after the break.
At Papa Murphy's, put your sweatpants on, turn your oven on, and get your garlic on. Because right now you can get a large chicken garlic pizza for just $10. Your night is on. We make it, you bake it. Papa Murphy's.
You gotta be proud of what you do. You gotta be detailed, element by element.
I've been trained to notice things that most human eyes don't see.
I feel like I put my soul into the cars.
Your work ethic, the product you provide, reflects on your name.
We sign off.
We sign off so you can sign on.
Visit your Volkswagen dealer during the Sign Then Drive event and you can lease a new 2020 Tiguan. 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month, and 0 due at signing.
Investigations, lies, a witch hunt. The radical left will stop at nothing to impeach President Trump. Better trade deals, delayed. Stronger borders, obstructed. Funding for our troops, incomplete. A do-nothing Congress focused on a witch hunt. And your Congressman Ben McAdams is siding with them. So call Congressman McAdams. Tell him to end the witch hunt. Oppose impeachment. Put America first.
Hey, Salt Lake City area. Get online at littlecaesars.com and create your favorite 3-topping pizza for just $6.99. Then get it delivered or use our heated pizza portal pickup at Little Caesars.
Pizza. This season of savings is here. Celebrate clearance pricing and the Happy Honda Day sales event with your Utah Honda dealers. There is plenty of holiday cheer to go around on every new Honda. All Civics are on clearance. 2019 Civic LX, only $189 a month. The final 2019 Accords are going fast. Clearance priced at only $249 a month. Happy Honda Days from your Utah Honda dealers. See all the clearance offers at utahhondadealers.com.
Hi, everyone. Just another reminder and invitation that representatives from Select Health are in our Fox 13 studios today, taking calls about any health insurance questions that you may have. Those calls are completely free, and they will be receiving calls until 5 o'clock today, so another 20 minutes. You got to act quickly. Call the number there on your screen, 855-242-4677.
Just into the Fox 13 newsroom, UDOT says 5 lanes of southbound traffic on I-15 are closed in Springville after a crash. You can see it right there on your screen. This is a live look from one of the UDOT cameras in that area at mile marker 260. No word yet on any injuries. Again, 5 lanes of southbound I-15 are closed in Springville. UDOT says expect major delays through that area and use an alternate route if you can. State investigators say that strange smell in the Orem Vineyard area is probably going to be around for at least the next 6 months.
It's coming from coal tar pits at the old Geneva Steel site that's in Vineyard. Fox 13's Adam Herbetz reports on the chemical that's been causing all the smell.
Well, right now, the cleanup site is shut down, but still, especially because of this inversion, people can still smell the chemical. It's called naphthalene. It's the same ingredient in mothballs, and people say it's making them feel sick. People at this work site understand what the rest of the area has been smelling, and more importantly, inhaling for the past month.
That smell is toxic. Naphthalene, if you Google that, it's not safe to breathe that in.
It's been described like a mothball smell.
The Utah Department of Environmental Quality has been overseeing the cleanup of the old Geneva Steel plant and blames the smell on these coal tar pits, which are not going to become less stinky anytime soon.
The work is going to continue for 6 months. It's possible that residents are going to continue to smell it.
Last night I did wake up with a stomach ache, a really bad stomach ache.
The DEQ says right now it's labeling the case as a nuisance, not a hazard, because the amount of naphthalene measured so far isn't concentrated enough to reach workplace exposure limits.
A nuisance? You've got to be kidding me. This is a complete hazard. It's hazardous waste.
According to the EPA, naphthalene is a possible carcinogen, which means there may be no safe level of exposure. For the people who have had headaches, the DEQ recommends contacting a doctor.
We can't make any correlation exactly what is causing their illness. I mean, is it from a particular facility? Is it from a different facility? Is it from maybe being sick? I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, they want us to pay for our own healthcare costs while they're polluting our air and causing this to happen. It doesn't make sense. There's no common sense in this whole process.
The DEQ says it will allow the cleanup to continue once the contractor in charge submits a plan on the steps it will take to limit the smell coming out of this site. In the meantime, they recommend anyone with concerns to continue filing complaints because the case is still under investigation. Reporting in Vineyard, Adam Herbetz, Fox 13 News, Utah.
In today's Money Watch, the IRS has a reminder for you before you make any more holiday purchases. They say don't count on using your tax return to pay it all off next year.
That's right. The IRS says most refunds will not be ready until the end of February at the earliest. And that's if you file right away. If you're getting the earned income or additional child tax credits, it will take even longer. Those will not be processed until mid-February, and your refund won't be issued without those credits. Typically, it takes at least 21 days from the filing date for refunds to go through. The IRS will start accepting returns at the end of January.
If you thought this year was a tough time to buy a house, just wait until next year. A forecast from Realtor.com predicts inventory could hit record lows in 2020. One reason is that baby boomers are staying in their homes longer, and that will mean tough competition, especially for first-time buyers. The report predicts overall home sales will rise 0.8% next year over current prices. They also expect mortgage rates to stay about the same.
Here's a good reminder not to wait to do your holiday shopping online this year. Some Amazon Prime members are noticing they are not getting a 2-day shipping option at checkout. That's a big deal. Amazon hasn't commented, but several watchdog groups are reporting that items that used to be eligible for free 2-day shipping suddenly are not. Prime users are seeing delivery times of 4 to 7 days instead. There are a few factors at play. Items could be shipping from a different warehouse than before. And all retailers are also coping with the shorter shopping season and record sales from Cyber Monday. In your health headlines, there's a surge in measles cases around the world, and it could get even worse.
The World Health Organization and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say more than 140,000 people died in 2018 from the disease, with 9.8 million cases reported. Now, most of them children under the age of 5. In addition, Albania, the Czech Republic, and Greece are losing their measles elimination status. They lost it last year. The United States is reporting its highest number of cases in a quarter century. The largest outbreaks were found in Madagascar, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Ukraine.
More than 6 million middle and high school students are using tobacco products in the U.S. A national youth tobacco survey from the CDC found 1 in 3 high school students and about 1 in 8 middle school students are currently tobacco users. That means they've used the product at least once in the past 30 days. For the 6th year in a row, e-cigarettes were the most commonly used tobacco product among high school and middle school students.
There is a breakthrough with the birth control pill. It could change the way we take many of our medications. Researchers have developed a pill that women would only need to take once a month. The pill is shaped like a star. It then takes 2 weeks to digest and go through your system. So in that time, it's slowly releasing hormones, just like you'd find in the traditional pill, which is taken daily. The researchers are just starting to test it out in humans, and it could take at least 3 years until they have a version ready for the public. They say this idea could eventually work with many different medications that people have to take daily.
Well, I'll tell you what, it'd be really nice to clear out the skies, get that. It was so gray today.
Oh,
so gray. Hardly any color anywhere.
No, even when you went up above, because the last couple of days, if you got up in the mountains, you could still see some blue sky. Now we have some clouds there, so it's gray everywhere. Not the color for the holidays,
no,
is it?
it isn't.
No,
Not very cheery.
it's tough. Although, look at this. Is this a live picture right now? Oh, St. George.
St. George.
And it's cloudy.
Now you're dreaming.
Yeah, I know. They're not contending with the inversion of haze or fog and haze. Yeah, there's a little break. And towards central and southern Utah tomorrow, they will see blue sky. But for us across northern Utah, what will we see? Well, we're going to answer that. Temperatures, though, fairly mild in St. George at 54 degrees. Yeah, as I mentioned, as this cloud deck bringing the fog towards the valleys, it's kind of a thick layer of clouds, which really is bringing great conditions. You can see all the way up on the mountain tops here. This is our Oquirrh Mountain camera. Can't see too much as we show you temperatures along the Wasatch Front. We're in the upper 30s today. So we did see a little lift in the inversion, just a little bit. And the precipitation received in the overnight hours helped to kind of dilute things in that the pollution doesn't have as much of a strong hold, but it quickly builds up because we didn't mix out, and it will be a concern, especially as we move towards tomorrow. So temperatures a little bit warmer today. Moderate concern level for air quality for most counties. Now, there are some locations where in the unhealthy category tomorrow. Looks like most areas will be in that orange level. So it's not improving, especially it's actually going to get a little worse here over the next 48 hours. Now, no current watches and warnings in place. We'll look off towards the west. We've got some warnings there towards California, waiting for the arrival of the next storm, which will finally make its way towards the state. However, we're just looking at mainly clouds and fog across northern Utah. You can see the high-level clouds rolling through. Below it, though, it's a little darker gray. That's due to the fog that's in place across most of northern Utah. And high pressure is built in. That means things are just stagnant. We need this next storm to roll through. The benefits of this next storm is that it's coming in from the west and has more of a northerly component, which means colder air, especially a lot, will help mix things out. And maybe even get a possibility of seeing a little bit more valley snow. Now, we got a little snow last night across extreme northern Utah over towards the western desert, but let's look ahead what we're looking at. Now, I want to show you kind of a wider viewpoint. Yes, across the state, a couple of things to notice, but also some of you may be already making your travels out towards Northern California for the big game come tomorrow. Let's talk about your travels here. If you're doing any traveling for the next 24 hours and what to expect. We got the clock here this afternoon. Let's roll through overnight. Notice these areas look white across northwestern, northeastern Utah. That's the fog that'll be in place. And as you'll see as I move the clock, it doesn't change at all as we move through most of Friday. It's dry though along I-80 heading to the game. We start seeing some showers across Northern California, but you'll be okay in your travels. Now tomorrow afternoon into the evening, we start to see some heavy rain impacting Northern California, which means for the game tomorrow night, as things get going, it's going to be a wet one for sure, but the traveling should be good to go. Notice though, once again, northern towards northeastern Utah, these clouds haven't moved. That's the fog that just remains in place Friday into Saturday. Finally, we begin to see the impact of the storm to help clear things out late Saturday into Sunday. So Sunday into Monday is where we really see the improvements. Now tonight, if you're going downtown, you're going to be hanging on to the clouds and the fog with temperatures in the 30s. And for tomorrow, a little bit warmer. We're looking at 40s along the Wasatch Front. We still got the clouds, though, and the fog in place. Central and southern Utah, a little more break in the clouds. We'll look at partly cloudy skies with temperatures remaining in the 50s. And then a chance of some rain showers for St. George on Sunday. Quickly moving on. It's not a bad forecast for the Dix area. Yeah, if you want to break free from the aversion, just get out of the Wasatch Front. But for tomorrow, hopefully even over the mountains, we'll see a little bit more blue sky. But fog and haze, kind of the storyline Friday and Saturday. The rain hits late Saturday into Sunday, initially bringing rain, a mixture of rain and snow Sunday into Monday. Notice temperatures drop because of that colder air coming. That will clear things out quite nicely, especially as we move from Monday into Tuesday.
We got it all. Fog, haze, rain, wind, snow. Fox 13 News Live at 5 is just minutes away.
Here's a look at what we're working on this evening. Another city in Utah is banning single-use plastic bags, but it isn't permanent. How Logan is inviting businesses to avoid the plastic bag ban.
The winter and holiday season can be hard on adults and kids alike. The State Opioid Task Force shows us how this time of year can affect teens' mental health.
And Utah's High Court weighs in on the legal battle between Brigham Young University's police department and the Salt Lake Tribune, why the police force may lose its certification by the state. Join us for Fox 13 News Live at 5.
Fox 13 News Live at 4 continues right after this.
As winter conditions arrive,
We're tracking this first system.
Fox 13 is your first alert source for weather.
We're taking it out to Scott McCain and the weather beat.
First with Utah's only all-local morning news.
A foot or two of snow in the northern
First with more on-air newscasts than anyone.
UDOT officials knew they
And first in the evening with our primetime news at 9.
Let's go to Fox 13's Kristen Van Dyke.
When severe weather hits,
We're going to have snow showers developing throughout the day.
there's only one place to turn. Fox 13's first alert weather. Let's connect.
Dang. This, my friends, is the new garlic Parmesan crust on a one-topping pizza for just $10. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Now this is a deal that goes beyond the holidays. Don't miss the Xfinity Beyond Black Friday event, when you can get $100 back with the package that's right for you. You'll get amazing speed and Wi-Fi coverage from America's best internet provider, plus the Emmy Award-winning X1 voice remote with Xfinity X1, giving your family the easiest all-in-one entertainment experience. Choose your package now and you'll get the gift of $100 back. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. For a limited time, you can get $100 back on our most popular packages. Hurry, this offer won't last, so switch today.
Mike Bloomberg's never been afraid of tough fights, the ones that make a true difference in people's lives. And Mike's won them, which is important right this minute, because if you can beat America's biggest gun lobby, helping pass background check laws and defeat NRA-backed politicians across this country, beat Big Coal, helping shut down hundreds of polluting plants, and beat Big Tobacco, helping pass laws to save the next generation from addiction, all against big odds, you can beat him.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Is this iMart Express? Yes. Do you really have over 2,000 frames to choose from?
Yes.
Do you have quality frames at affordable prices? Yes. So I can walk out of here with 2 pairs under $40? Yes. I can get my glasses today, every day. Yes. Can anyone else guarantee selection, price, and speed?
No.
With prices this low, you don't need insurance. iMart Express.
Right glasses.
Right price.
Right now.
Few things are more satisfying than watching an epic Arby's French dip soak up a cup of warm, flavorful au jus. The perfect ratio of sauce and sandwich. And what's that? You ran out of sandwich? Arby's knew this would happen. Which is a great time to bring up this backup sandwich. 2 French dips for $6. Arby's, we have the meat.
Watching a 7-ball juggling act is better than your typical car commercial. And so is finding a dealership that really listens. Hey, we hear you.
Jenny Hartman joins The Place. Weekdays at 1 on Fox 13. This is Fox 13 News.
Okay, there's a big movie out right now. This one, Frozen 2, it is sweeping the country. And chances are you've probably been asked the question recently, do you want to build a snowman?
Saw this over Thanksgiving.
And?
Great.
You loved it. Okay.
Incredible.
Well, before you go out and build
Thumbs down
Olaf,
from this guy.
I know, Breck, what's wrong with you? Okay, Smithsonian Magazine talked to a scientist to figure out the physics of making the perfect snowman. He says it comes down to temperature, location, and size. So you want it to be right around the freezing mark for a good mix of snow moisture. Then make sure the ground is level. Avoid building on asphalt. The snowman can melt. It's on the asphalt.
Sure.
And lastly, use a 3-to-1 ratio for the body parts for stability and longevity. That was really scientific.
It really was.
And my last tip, have fun while building a
There
snowman.
you go. Thanks for being with us for Live at 4. Fox 13 News Live at 5 is next.
Toyotathon is on. Time to get a great deal on Corolla hatchback,